Kobe Bryant is saying that he wants either Phil Jackson or Michael Jordan to present him for the Hall of Fame whenever that does happen.
That's interesting.
Yeah, he's saying because Michael Jordan was his idol, and he's calling both of them his biggest mentors.
Oh.
Just for the record, Michael Jordan had David Thompson.
I remember David.
So he was more of an idol for him. Not a coach.
Yeah.
So it's interesting who guys choose, and Kobe modeled his game after Jordan.
It is interesting.
But Jackson also was the guy who got him the rings. So you got to decide, I guess, who
I think
meant more.
I'd probably choose Michael Jordan.
Yeah, that's the bigger one, I'd say.
Yeah, I think, listen, when Kobe broke into the league, like, he smoked cigars and talked like Michael. Like, seriously, if you go back on YouTube and look at Kobe's rookie year, and we should do this someday on the show. We should do it tomorrow. Mm-hmm. Listen to Kobe and listen to Michael. Kristine, it's incredible. They have voice similarities that are He was imitating Michael for about 8 years.
I know, maybe his voice too.
It was. It's really the style of it's incredible.
And finally, I know you love airplanes, and this story freaks me out. So I'm hoping maybe you can help me figure out what this is. But the Thunder were on a flight from Minneapolis to Chicago, and at about 30,000 feet, that is what happened to the airplane. A very, very large dent. And it happened to be a Delta charter, and Delta is saying that they hit a bird.
Larry Bird.
I'm just wondering, what kind of bird did you hit to create that kind of damage? I wish we had some sort of frame of reference for how large that is, but it's in those windows would be each of the people, so it's bigger than two people.
First of all, I mean, I at 33,000 feet, are there birds up there? Like, where would you hit?
Yeah, apparently. And they're not smart because they're flying right into, smack dab into the middle of the plane.
Well, I know in airports, there have been times, like Boston, I think, or San Francisco used to have a problem with birds on the tarmac.
But at 30,000 feet, that's the amount of feet where Wi-Fi is still working on your plane.
God, that is an incredible picture.
I wonder if they felt that. If they felt the bird coming at them, or they just noticed that
you'd hear it. You'd definitely hear that. I'm not sure if you'd.
I guess.
It wouldn't create. Would that create turbulence? Does the air change the direction?
I just have a hard time believing that was a bird. I need more information.
Pterodactyl.
On this.
Yeah.
Don't they have cameras on the outside of the plane?
I don't. Do they?
Yeah, sometimes you're on your flight and you can choose that option to see the cameras, the different. It's super creepy.
Yeah.
But you can see all the different.
I never
places.
choose those.
No, I did it once. Big mistake. But I wish I was when this bird was flying at the plane to see if it was really a bird.
Wow.
Did you happen to see what the Cavs did this weekend?
Not great.
The Knicks? Yeah, not great. No. 114-95.
Yeah.
To the Knicks.
Yeah.
Of all teams.
Ugh.
However, LeBron, you wouldn't be surprised to know, doesn't think that this is a big deal.
All right, you hear that.
What is this, October? I'm not about to go crazy over right now. It's too long of a season, and I've been a part of this way too many times, so I'm the wrong guy to ask. I'm too positive right now.
Very positive person. Love to hear LeBron. I'm very much... LeBron followed me on Twitter about 2 weeks ago.
Did he?
Yeah, he followed another positive person,
He didn't follow me.
Well, because I'm very positive.
Oh,
I'm optimistic and...
Not caring about things is positive?
I think he's very optimistic.
Well, it's
Glass
interesting because
half full.
If he doesn't think that this is a problem, maybe he hasn't been talking to his coach, because Ty Lue now is saying he does see this as a problem. Here's what he said.
It's a nice loss, and the last couple are unacceptable. And only way we're going to be able to get out is to put the work in as players, as coaches, and we're going to do that. So, not concerned. I mean, first game having D-Rose back, a little rusty, as far as, turning the ball over a little bit. But we need him to be aggressive, playing with pace, not looking over his shoulder. So, but, when you lose to teams, the way we've been getting beat, it's unacceptable.
Yeah, they're going to be in the playoffs. I'm going to go with that.
Yeah, but maybe they should talk, get their stories in line, because one cares and one doesn't. One's the coach. Just saying. And finally, Russell Westbrook recorded a triple-double against the Bulls. And I will grant you, the Bulls are not the best team. Okay? But he still get a triple-double. And now that makes it so he has one triple-double against every single team in the entire league except one. Would you like to guess which team that is?
I don't know. Who is that?
Come on, give me like a guess or two.
Boston or something?
Nope.
No idea.
Just the Thunder. He hasn't recorded a triple-double against his own team. So he has a triple-double against every single team in the league.
Very fantastic.
Still not going to give him any credit for that.
No, I'm not.
You know, I wanted to point out to you, by the way, that you were giving Lonzo Ball a lot of credit for his rebounding. But when Westbrook rebounds,
because Westbrook spikes his.
Well, you say that he's padding his stats.
Yeah, he is.
But,
it's gross.
Lonzo's rebounds are good, but Westbrook's are not.
We have video evidence that Westbrook spiked his stats, that stuff we used last year. By the way, multiple NBA analytic people acknowledge that Russell was spiking his rebounding stats.
I mean, if he's got 9 and he's going to get 10, why not go for it?
I'm not a big fan of that. I like authentic, real, honest. I'm not like into that whole spiking thing. I don't like that.
Did you see the Warriors game against the Wizards?
Strangely,
yeah.
I watched the last 40 minutes of that Friday night, I think it was.
It was Friday night. I was actually at dinner, and I remember looking over at the TV and just
seeing
a huge brawl.
Yes.
A brawl. That was kind of the story of the game, and I quickly tried to figure out what had happened. But because of this, the NBA has suspended the Wizards' Carrick Felix and Markieff Morris because they were the ones that actually left the bench. That's a big no-no. You can't leave the bench to do this. But what happened was Beal smacked Green in the face from behind, and then Green grabbed Beal. They kind of got locked up, and then a whole bunch of people tried to break up this fight. So Beal and Green were not suspended, but Beal was fined $50,000 for initiating it. Green was fined $25,000.
Wow.
And here is Draymond's take on all of this.
It came as no surprise to me. You know, I was naive enough to think that, you know, the first tech would get rescinded since I said it was, you know, it wasn't my shoulder. But, you know, silly me. I got slapped or whatever. I got in the face and then grabbed. I don't know what else you're supposed to do at that point. You know, I didn't even grab him and slam him. You know, I grabbed him and held my ground.
That's right.
And then they slammed me on top of him.
Yes.
What they say, I continued or I failed to disengage. Like, how do you disengage at that point?
You know, I'm with him on that. What do you do as a man if you're hit or slapped?
No, I totally agree. I watched this in real action. I'm like, listen, Draymond starts a lot of this stuff.
Yeah.
That was one of the few times I'm like, that's not Draymond Green.
No, and I actually applaud him because it takes a lot to even just hold your ground. You're holding him, not letting him punch you anymore, and not throwing any additional punches. So he did a good job. I think that he got fined because of his history.
Yeah, I think you're right.
Thanks for watching. Subscribe here to get the latest from the show. Also, be sure to check out more of the best clips from The Herd or go watch a few segments from the newest show on FS1, First Things First with Chris Carter and Nick Wright.